We as an employer have some 16,000 employees, many of whom are in the downtown Seattle core. We've moved an entire department, Natural Resources and Parks, to working remotely. That's allowed us to consolidate other buildings, and that will ultimately allow us to convert some of our downtown real estate holdings to other uses that are better for the city, including much more housing. And I think that one of the opportunities here is to create a more dynamic downtown with more residents, more 24-hour-a-day street life with restaurants and bars that are able to stay open late because there are local residents to serve. You've all been to cities like New York, for example, that are really going 24 hours a day. Downtown Seattle and our other major downtowns, including Bellevue, need to be like that.
I am one of those employees, so I currently work at Microsoft as well, in addition to serving in the state legislature, and I'm not gonna go back full-time. It'll be less than 50%. And that has implications, good and bad. So that's not actually a bad thing. When you lower the commutes that are gonna happen, that has implications on climate change. However, some of the downsides that you might see has to do with where people choose to live, which might cause, say for instance, gentrification. The fact that we're gonna have people who have generally a higher income moving to areas with a lower income, you risk gentrifying people who live there. So mitigating those harms, whether it's having resources in place for people who are there, having a fund for the small businesses who are there be able to maintain it, but even looking at things like access to childcare and affordable housing, that all has implications as it relates to people working from home as well.
And together we will redefine what should downtown look like, realizing many of these brick and mortar institutions will not come back. So it has to be a place that is activated, that is safe, that all can enjoy, a fun place to work and live and play. There must be open space, there must be music, there must be gatherings, but I want to enjoy the journey to get to that place. It again starts with cleanliness, strong and effective public safety, unbiased policing, and we will build that together.
Well, I think that office work has forever been changed by this global pandemic. We are still very much dealing with the impacts and the rise in Delta variant cases. So that means looking at vacant buildings for childcare centers. It means looking at empty buildings for micro enterprise opportunities and making those spaces commercially affordable. And it also means making sure that we are looking at how we are planning for a city that includes employment hubs within neighborhoods and not just downtown.
As we enter into our new reality, because of the pandemic and the many changes that have been needed to be made in order for us to all be safer and be able to live healthier and thrive, it's going to be really important that we invest dollars in making it a destination space for our city. And while there may be many tech workers that work from home majority of the days of the week, there are lots of other workers that still remain in our downtown corridor. Part of having a destination part of our city will be having attractions and cultural activities that really amplify the voices of Seattleites and allow us to share relationship, space, and culture in a way that builds safer, healthier communities.
We really do have to think about the future of work and what those patterns will be. And downtown is more than just a workplace. It is a neighborhood. People live in downtown. So I do believe that we need a strategy for downtown that could envision residential on the ground floor. We've got a lot of empty retail right now, a lot of empty office space. And we could, if we allow for residential on the ground floor, like the stoop model in Vancouver, that could allow for more affordable units for families. We would need a school and a grocery store to support that. And it would also add life to the street.
I mean, a lot of that is going to be up to private businesses that are down there. I mean, there already has been a shift in how to do business considering there's very few people downtown. My hope is as people start going back to work, at least sometimes, that things downtown will pick up. Nobody is happy about seeing so many unsheltered people living in the street. And so there needs to be changes to land use policy so we can build affordable housing more quickly. There needs to be collaboration with the mayor and the city council to get people hotel rooms, especially as it starts to get colder outside. And there really needs to be a concerted outreach effort, just so much pushing people out of the way, but an outreach to see what people need.
We have people that are going to be staying in their neighborhoods, and we need to make sure that our neighborhoods are just as safe as the downtown area.